What's going on, guys? It's your average consumer, and today we're gonna be spending a real day in the life with the iPhone 12 Pro Max. We're gonna be testing all kinds of things like performance, those new cameras, battery life, all the things you wanna know. We'll see what it's like to spend a day with this phone. But today we actually have quite a bit to do, as usual. Got some videos to shoot. The video quality and audio quality that you're seeing and hearing right now is coming directly from the phone. If you guys saw my iPhone 12 Pro real day in the life, a lot of people were pretty surprised at how good the quality was of the front-facing camera, and I'm expecting a lot of the same here. But just so you know, it is currently 10:43. We've got about 89% battery life, but now it's time to get inside and get some work done. All right, guys, so FedEx guy just came by, dropped off some packages. They had AI on it, so you know that's Apple. So we got a couple of cases here, I think. So I picked up the 12 Pro Max silicone case. I said in my unboxing that I tend to prefer Apple's first-party cases. So they're silicone cases, leather cases. That's my jam. We did unbox this one, but I got another one just in case. Because leather cases, you know, they tend to get a little funky after some time. They tend to patina. Okay, so I like to get the tan leather whenever I buy these leather cases. This one's straight up yellow. This is the kind of leather I was expecting. What? Well, that's getting returned. Do they not make the tan leather option? Now, I digress, guys, but I just need to figure this out. No! The Apple Store is down because there's an event today. So we'll figure it out with time, but man. So far today, pretty much spent my morning on social media, checking emails, nothing crazy. I took some pictures too. Now we're looking at about 83%, 11 o'clock. We're doing pretty okay. It's not the start of my entire day. And here's Ari. Hey, what's up? Oh, we're gonna do the Austin thing now? Okay, cool. We're gonna test out that video recording on that new camera. All right. Let me know when he's all good to go. You know what I just realized? Speaking about these cases, I'm rocking one right now, and that's not what we do for the real day in the life. We gotta rock it naked so that we can get the true feel of the phone, all that good stuff. Very scary. I don't like rocking a naked phone. That's not how I do it, but I gotta give you guys my insight on just using it as is. And the gold is absolutely gorgeous, but it is still the stainless steel fingerprint magnet that we actually saw on this guy over here, the 12 Pro, the regular one. So this is Pacific Blue, which is absolutely gorgeous. But I will say, the colors this time around for these new iPhone Pros, 12 Pros, so good. They look amazing. It's just, if you care about fingerprints, you know, you might have to every now and then, if you're not rocking the case. But all right. Let's go check out Austin. You ready, Papa?
Sit down, Pops. Because like last time I was here, I did not enjoy it. Austin! Baby! Shark doo 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 doo. Mommy shark doo 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 doo.
All right, Austin. You ready to do this, buddy?
He's like, I'm used to this. I've had pumpkin.
All right, so let's see if this time works out.
Okay, ready? Austin?
Wait, he's like, listen, I have other plans.
Austin, ready?
Ooh, he said, I told you before, I don't like this pumpkin.
Yummy.
Ew. Try to get something in the mouth, buddy. Oh, can I just try once?
Yes.
I'm the Austin Whisperer. All right, come on. Ready? Oh, he's like, how dare you? All right. Our boy does not like pumpkin.
All done.
He's like, thank God. Get me out of here. So the quality definitely looks good. We know iPhones are crazy when it comes to video, but what's impressing me right now is just the stabilization. Like there is no handshaking whatsoever. Wow, that's actually really impressive. Jay, you see this? Well, you can't see it, you're looking through a camera, but you gotta check this out later, man. We'll throw a Jay says so he can give his input. My boy does have a traumatized face right now. Let's capture that on camera. Got his foot up, trying to get out. He's mad. So you guys can see the camera is awesome. But we're gonna talk more about the camera a little bit later because there are some specifics I wanna touch on, especially comparing this to the other iPhone 12 since this is supposed to have the best camera out of the bunch, and maybe last year's iPhone 11 Pro. So we'll talk more about cameras later, but I do wanna talk about, come on, look at this. Does it look like we have a baby?
No.
Yeah, okay, Jay. So we definitely have to talk about the body of this phone because it is the biggest phone Apple has made yet with a 6.7-inch display. So it's a nice big display, of course, watching content, that kind of stuff. It's gonna be an amazing experience. But when it comes to just like straight up holding it, now that we've got these like hard, flat edges, I just feel like it's so much easier to have a grip on these phones. Now, because this is a much bigger phone, what's that one-handed experience like, right? Well, I can definitely navigate the phone pretty easily, but if I wanted to swipe over to the top, there is some stretching involved.
Can you type what?
All right, that is a good question, Jay. But Austin is not gonna let us get some audio over here, so let's head somewhere else. Stop killing my son! All right, so now that we're back in the man cave, I can answer your question, Jay. One-handed typing experience. Yeah, I mean, I type using swipe. That's how I type, but one-handed, it's fine for me. But I do think the natural position is going to be like, so it might feel like a two-handed device, maybe if you have like really small hands, but I'd say this is pretty fine. All right, guys, so the Apple event is starting. I'll probably just use my phone to take some notes. I don't know, man. Apple's been dropping so many things lately, it's insane. Timmy, what's up?
This is our third major event.
There you go,
Yes.
third event. All right, guys, so the event is done. I was doing some tweeting, talking about some of the things that they announced. And just to give you guys another battery update, it's currently 153. We've got about 55%, and we have a total of 2 hours and 59 minutes of screen on time. And I think the 12 Pro Max technically has a smaller battery than the 11 Pro Max, which is interesting. But yes, we're still getting pretty solid battery life, 55% at 2 o'clock, not complaining. So with a lot of stuff already out of the way, I feel like it's time we get right into the biggest draw of the iPhone 12 Pro Max, and that's the camera system. But can I just like finish my chips and Red Bull first, Jay? Then we'll knock that part out.
Red Bull with chips?
It's random. It's not a healthy lunch, I'll tell you that, but whatever. At this point, we've seen what makes the 12 Pro Max what it is. A large but sturdy and good looking phone. And I might even say the best looking phone to date, especially in that Pacific blue, but that's just my opinion. And the screen is great as usual to consume content like watching videos, playing games like I do. And it would have been cool to see Pro Motion or a higher refresh rate display on these guys, but maybe we'll see that next year. The speakers on the Max are really impressive here thanks to the fact that it's an overall bigger phone. And I've already talked about how good the A14 Bionic chip is inside of here in my iPhone 12 Pro review, but I'll say it again. There's very little you won't be able to get done on this phone, and the A14 allows you to do some incredible things that I know most people aren't even taking advantage of. So like every other year, power and performance, not an issue here. But let's talk about an experience that is different from last year, the camera. All right, guys, so I got my girl Cookie over here, who is usually our test subject for these real day in the lives, but you guys can see she looks a lot cuter this time around, right, Cookie? Right? Give me 5. You gonna play me like that? Shake at least? I'll take a shake. All right, come on. All right, so we got a lot of clouds in the back with the sun behind them. Cookie, let's see if we can get a nice HDR photo. Cookie hasn't been the best subject these days. She's been doing her own thing. Cooks, you want a treat? Yeah, she's like, you don't got a treat, man. I don't smell it. All right. I did snap a few photos, even though I had a very reluctant subject. She looks kind of good. The sky is pretty blown out back there.
Not that bad. Because if you look at the camera, like it's completely white. over
Oh, you're right, Jay. What I think it's doing is it's trying to compensate for Cookie because the lighting is behind her. So it illuminates her body, which it does really well, and it still manages to keep some clouds in. Cookie, I'm gonna bother you for one last shot. We'll do a selfie, me and you, right, girl? We'll take a normal one and one portrait mode. Cookie, I'm disappointed. I really expected a lot better from you. Whew, that portrait mode shot looks pretty clean. And some pretty decent selfies out of it too, some normal ones. But now let's do something that won't, you know, give us as much trouble as Cookie. Yeah, I'm talking about you. So we got our boy Luffy over here. But you know, I want to try it with the new telephoto lens. Okay, let's see what we got here. In terms of detail, you can see the engravings on his scar. Now we know that the camera systems on the iPhone 12s are very much improved compared to last year's, but how much of an improvement is the Pro Max compared to something like the Pro? Let's find out. So basically the differences between the two cameras here, the standard lens, which you normally use to take pictures, should be a little bit brighter and get better images. It's supposed to be a better lens and system. So let's just try them out, compare them, and see what we get. Okay. To the naked eye, you're not gonna see much of a difference at all. The only thing I would say is that this does look a bit brighter, but the overall quality is definitely the same. But we do have a difference in terms of the telephoto lens. So we've got a 2x compared to a 2.5 times zoom. And let's just take a picture of this umbrella here. Snap. Yeah, this is definitely much tighter. All right, but one last thing that I do want to do is a stabilization test with the video cameras. And we're just gonna walk a bit and see just how much stabilization the new sensor gives us. You got a fence behind you, Jay. You can go to your right. And let's do a slight jog, Jay. The Pro Max is much smoother, especially when we're doing that jog. So that's definitely one of the differences you'll get with the iPhone 12 Pro Max. You get that sensor shift stabilization, where the stabilization isn't coming from the lens, but the actual sensor itself. And you guys can see, yields some pretty decent results. So if you're somebody who's gonna be doing a lot of video, that could be a solid reason to pick up the Pro Max instead of the standard. All right guys, so now we're gonna do a more important test. How improved is it compared to something like the 11 Pro Max? And when you hear that number of like 87% brighter images from the wide angle lens, this is what they're actually comparing it to. So not next to the iPhone 12 Pro, but the iPhone 11 Pro Max. And we got our subject Carl over here. What's up, Carl? And something I'm noticing, guys, just by turning the cameras on, it looks like the iPhone 11 Pro Max has a bit of a warmer look to it. So the white balance is definitely a bit different. And this is a pretty dimly lit room, besides that big old light back there, but that shouldn't have a big impact. So this is with the standard wide angle lens. So we've definitely got a brighter image on the left side, which is the 12 Pro Max. Yeah, we're seeing more detail in the darker areas. Let's take a shot of something a bit different. We got a Gundam over here. Okay. Okay. Now I had to turn the brightness all the way up so I can see the differences here. So you guys probably won't see the screen that well. But the fact that I even had to do that says a lot. We saw big differences shooting Carl, but shooting something like this, I can see that the Gundam is a bit brighter, but honestly, comparing them side by side, it's pretty hard to really tell the difference. And I know we're talking about the camera a lot, but that is the main thing about these phones. So the last thing I want to do is just like a really dark shot, and we'll try out that night shot mode. But we'll turn this down, yeah. Yeah, we're moving into pitch black territory here. Pop. Interesting. So it's not even kicking in the night mode right now. Okay, now it's kicking in the night mode. It's a really, really big difference. Oh, you couldn't even do night mode on the wide angle back in the day. Because if we tried to take a wide photo, that's what you would get. And on this guy, look at that. Look at the difference, Jay. Yeah. Good things have happened with this camera compared to last year's, but it's not a huge difference compared to the other iPhone 12s in the lineup. So the camera this year is awesome, and I'm stoked to see the better low light performance that's achievable with the 12 Pro Max. And I've already said it, but the side-by-side comparisons with the other 12s will have you pixel peeping for a difference, but Apple's bold claims about improvements are actually targeted towards last year's models, which actually makes sense. If you plan on upgrading from a previous generation's iPhone, you'll definitely see some welcomed improvements, but the same could be said about any of the iPhones Apple came out with this year compared to last. All right guys, when it rains, it pours. We got more cases. Maybe Ari ordered that yellow case, and maybe the case that I wanted is in here. Carl, throw me a kunai. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Oh, I was right. Here we have the standard leather case. All right, so this is the tan. I knew Apple wouldn't do us like that. They have this every year. But this is for the 12 Pro. Is this Aries? Oh, I don't even need a kunai. These just tear open easily. Oh, that's why. Wait a minute. Did I not order a leather case for the Max? No. Me and Ari gotta communicate a little bit better when it comes to buying these cases. And what time is it? About 5 p.m., 4:58 to be exact. Battery update, shall we? We have 8% battery left. Now, that's pretty bad, but I will say, Jay, we've been using the camera quite a bit. And a total of 4 hours and 53 minutes, but that does not tell the whole story for today because as you can see, we spent a lot of time in the camera app throughout the day. So I'm not gonna hold it against it, especially because I've been using the phone for about more than a week now. And I know that I've gotten longer battery life than this. Spoiler alert, I typically get close to about 6 hours of usage. So between that 6 to 7 hour range, boom, now you know. And it's 6:53, end of our workday. And I don't think there's much more we need to talk about. I feel like we kind of covered everything. Listen, the iPhone 12 Pro Max, it's a beast of a phone. It's a large phone with a lot going for it. So if you're looking for which iPhone to pick up, if size isn't a problem for you, this guy is absolutely it. If you need to have the biggest phone, this is what you pick up. Do I recommend it? Of course I do. It's the phone I use. Honestly, can we be real for a second? If you pick up any of the phones in the iPhone 12 line this year, chances are you're gonna walk away with a solid experience. But we still haven't talked about what the iPhone 12 mini experience is like. So if you wanna see that real day in the life, make sure you're subscribed. That's coming up next. But till then, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully it helped you make a purchasing decision and just kind of see what it's like to live with this behemoth of a phone. Have we done a pocket check yet, Jay?
No, not yet.
We actually haven't. I'm kind of scared because I don't have a screen protector on this.
Are you sure about this?
I don't have a screen protector on this. I don't like throwing phones in my pocket without a screen protector because they can get scratched up. I'll do it for you. I'll do it for you guys. This is what it's all about. I mean, yeah, it fits, no problem. This is an extended outro. We should have edited this already, but I had to show you guys. That about wraps it up though, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, be the cool guy, girl that gives it a thumbs up, and I'll catch you in the next one. Till then, it's your average consumer. Peace. That's how you know I've been doing this way too long. Till next time, guys.